While being skinny has always been among the critical boxes for idols to check if they want to be loved and famous, most netizens believe there is still a threshold as to how much weight an idol, especially girls, should lose. That's why in recent times, many idols, apparently most of them are females, have become the talk of the town because of their super light and allegedly unhealthy weight. According to netizens, these idols were setting unrealistic beauty standards and implicitly promoting anorexia among fans. Number 1. Yuna. When ITZY held the very first fan meeting ever since the pandemic, the group performed a wide range of songs and they all nailed it like the queens. Unfortunately, what made headlines that day and even several days afterward wasn't how great their capabilities were, but rather how concerningly skinny Yuna was. Apparently, everyone knows that Yuna has always been on the skinny end of the spectrum, and her metabolism is also extremely fast, as even though she loves pizza and always has one after practice, which is extremely rare among trainees because they are literally on diet 24/7. Yuna's figure on the debut of ITZY was still extremely slender. However, netizens believe that even so, her latest weight is still a huge red flag because when Yuna appeared along with other girls at ITZY's fan meeting recently, the moment she was simply standing still but her ribcage still apparently poked out garnered lots of attention, mostly the negative ones. According to some, Yuna had reached a detrimental point regarding her weight and the fact that she looked like a skeleton, with the assumed BMI of way under 16 in the photos, while usually, a person would look curvier in photos, has spoken a lot about how light she was. There were also disagreeing opinions, saying that people were blowing things out of proportion since the lighting and posture of Yuna could have created the impression that her body mass is deficient. As Yuna several days later also debunked the concerns about her weight, calming down fans and bubble that she had still been eating well, and the proof was piles of photos of delicious food she sent fans multiple times before. Many believe Yuna's weight should have never been a big issue on the internet. However, others immediately raised opposite points, claiming that Yuna's recent weight was alarming because in the past, even when she was doing a stronger body wave move than what she did in the fan meeting, her ribcage still didn't poke out that apparently. Plus, it was kinda naive of fans to believe that when she said she eats a lot, she actually did that when all the food in the photos was all untouched. Number 2. IVE's Jang Won-young. Seemingly, there is something wrong with many top visuals of Gen 4 idols because in addition to Yuna, Won-young also made her name onto the list, as people have recently also talked a lot about how dangerously slim she was. Things all started after her individual fan cam at Music Core gained attention, and while everyone was stunned by her princess sparkling visual, what made headlines more was the fact that she has lost a dramatic weight compared to 3 years ago. As they pointed out, while her legs were super slim but still had muscles in the past, they now look legit like two sticks always on the verge of breaking when Won-young dances. Not only that, her arms also said to stand out in a weird and feeble way, and that's why also for all the moves, they always looked weak and unneat. According to some, to be more famous, it totally made sense for her to lose weight, slimming down the face and fitting better with the South Korean beauty standard. However, her attempt to look better didn't result in so many positive reactions. Of course, there were also some defending opinions saying that she didn't look like suffering from anorexia or having to starve herself, but as many others said, it's still hard to deny how her image in the IZ*ONE era looked way healthier than right now. A netizen even commented that if Won-young didn't gain back her weight like before, her body would probably be too wrecked to dance in the following comebacks. Number 3. Rosé. Being naturally thin ever since debut, and actually since her high schooler's days, Rosé has recently still become the talk of the town for her alleged alarmingly light weight. Similar to the case of Lisa years ago, where she posted some photos on Instagram and netizens immediately made her the bad headliner for looking too skeletonic, which also ended up making her delete the photos. Rosé has recently also been the topic of discussion after posting some photos on Instagram. According to netizens, her weight has reached such a detrimental point that her legs were only of the same size as an ordinary person's arms. Others also pointed out that probably because of such an alarming thin figure, her ankles were so small now that the white socks couldn't even hold up. The contrast stands out even more when putting her recent photos next to the past ones as during the debut days. Her thighs and arms look way plumper than they are now. When she smiled, the chubby cheeks also gave her a brighter and livelier look compared to her recent image, which apparently suits the cold and high fashion aura but is somewhat ailing and lifeless. In fact, the concerns regarding her weight have already started since her solo debut, and as time passed, the discussion only got worse. Some pointed out that her shoulders and legs have become scarily sharp, and while they knew bleaching hair too much could lead to hair loss, many believed a bigger reason resulting in her thin hair came down to her drastic weight loss. Some netizens also speculate that Rose is trying to lose too much weight, or because she wants to be prettier despite her health. Blackpink's main vocal has faced many negative comments like, "It's not pretty to be overly skinny. She's too thin that she lacks vitality. She doesn't have hair now because she lost too much weight." Number 4. Tion. Despite reaching 33 years old this year, never once has Tion failed to take people aback with her ageless visual and admirably fit figure. In her latest MV, I Envy You, Tion also became the headliner not only for her satisfying music, but also for the vampire visual that is as youthful as teenage girls. However, netizens' admiration for the figure, which could slay any type of outfit effortlessly, has recently turned into some real negative reactions. Because according to both fans and netizens, she looks so bony that all the vitality was gone. Not only that, the famous outlet Sports Chosun also commented on her weight, saying that while she slayed the angular shoulders beauty trend and had the waist that was as small as a fist, there seemingly was a huge problem with her health as she apparently weighed less than 45 kilograms, written in her profile, meaning her BMI also belonged to the body mass deficit end of the spectrum. The outlet also commented that Tion looked so thin that they thought the bandana top could slide down at any time. Her alarmingly slender figure stands out even more clearly when putting these photos side by side with the old pictures. For example, in the Y era, it was obvious she had a fitter and more healthy figure as her abs were toned and her legs were muscular just enough. As Tion still had some buccal fat around this time, some also agreed that she would have been more adorable had she maintained the same weight. Number 5. GDragon. When GD made his very first appearance at Chanel's Cruise Collection show after a long break during the pandemic, attention was drawn to his unique fashion sense as usual. However, his style wasn't the biggest spotlight of the night because several days after his attendance, what kept people talking about was actually his dangerously skinny figure. GD was so skinny that at the side angle, some said he legit looked like a walking paper that could be blown away by the beach wind at any minute. As his facial features were inherently sharp and thin, especially his nose and lips, others commented that the way his face was slimmed down drastically had made his overall look scary when he smiled. Moving the eyes down a little bit, some even noticed that the skinny jeans were suddenly turned into the relaxed fit jeans as his legs were so thin. The latest image of GD also made netizens regret the time when he looked healthy, aka also the time he was temporarily out of the limelight to serve in the military. Many fans had gone on Twitter to exclaim how happy they were to see his smile with the chubby cheeks. Looking at the reactions of netizens now, it's obvious how his weight loss has been met with countless worries as well as criticism. While that probably helped him suit better the high fashion image of the model world, which is also a controversial matter because everyone is trying hard to promote the body positivity trend, rather than the anorexic image of runway models. Most still believe GD should have gained some weight for the sake of his wellness down the road. So, do you think these idols have deliberately lost weight to look better on camera, or do they simply have fast metabolism? Plus, are they implicitly promoting anorexia, or are netizens again blowing things out of proportion? Comment down below to share your thoughts with us. Also, remember to like, share, and subscribe to BeBoss TV for more interesting K-pop content. Thank you for watching!